I'm here in Dallas County, here at Friendship West Baptist Church, and earlier today, I actually went to a variety of polling locations here with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. She was also with Dee Dee in the mornings as they travel around talking to various people, and so I had a chance to catch up with her. They started at Lancaster High School with the students who did a stroll to the polls, and I caught up with her here at Friendship West. We talked about this election. Stops in Dallas County. It's been great turnout all day.
Yes, it has been. I'm really excited. We know that Texas 30 is fired up. In fact, Texas 30 has the second highest voter turnout district in the state, and I'm coming for that #1 spot. So I am so excited to see that my constituents are showing up on day one and they are willing to stand in line, get chairs, or do whatever it takes, because this election matters just that much.
Folks, they've been having you all over the place. You've been living on planes.
Yes.
Talk about what you've been seeing and hearing across the country.
Yeah, it's been really positive, but for me, I tell them to send me into the areas in which they can't send other people into. So I just had a situation in Vegas where 2 young men showed up in MAGA hats and tried to, come at me. But listen, we know where the policy lies, and we know where the lies lie. And so I was able to do my good black job and make sure I explained the difference between a Harris-Walz administration and a Trump-Vance administration. Overall, though, I feel like the momentum is on our side. We just need to keep pushing, and we need to keep the focus on the real issues. And the real issues look like the fact that women in this country have become second-rate citizens in specific states. And if the Republicans have their way, then this Trump Supreme Court, and if Trump somehow gets into the White House, then this will be across the entire country. So don't think that just because you're in New York or California or somewhere where they have actually decided to recognize that we should have rights over our bodily autonomy, that you are safe. That is what's on the line. So make sure that you get out and vote. And honestly, we need somebody. Everybody's talking about economics. My question is, where is his economic plan? All I've heard, I ain't even really heard concepts of a plan when it comes to the economics of it. But we know that Vice President Harris is looking to make sure that black wealth gap is actually starting to continue to shutter, because we know under this administration it's actually been decreasing. But we know with the policies that they're trying to put in place, continuing those Trump tax cuts, that's only going to put us into a worse situation. So make sure you get out and vote. Whatever your issue is, just Google Project 2025 and your issue. And if you like what it says, then vote for the orange one. But if you don't like what it says, then you know that Harris-Walz is the ticket for you.
And I gotta ask you, it has to be to tick you off as a female politician to see a presidential candidate stand on stage and talk about a pro-golfer's genitalia, and national media act like it's no big deal. I mean, if a woman candidate did that, if Vice President Kamala Harris did that, these folks would be losing their minds. It goes to show you how they have just normalized crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what to characterize it as. I will say that it is clear that somebody is enjoying a privilege that the other candidate is not. This person said years ago that he could go and kill somebody and avoid prosecution, and now we have his Supreme Court that basically said, yes, I will go ahead and give you immunity to break the law and do whatever you want to do. Listen, this is the party of lawlessness. They look at our black skin and they think that it existing in and of itself is breaking the law, when it's not. And so they have decided to criminalize our blackness. They have decided to criminalize our diversity and decide to go after diversity, equity, and inclusion and things like that. But the real crime here is allowing a man who's not even allowed to operate a business in the state of New York to have the audacity and a shot at operating the largest and best country in the world. It does not make sense. That we know that they continue to move the bar and raise the bar when it comes to my vice president. But let me tell you something, she always rises to the occasion. She even decided that she would go into the belly of the beast and go on Fox News, and then went in and went off on the guy that was interviewing her. So let me tell you, there's only one person that is strong in this race, because as you started off this question, being strong has nothing to do with genitalia. It has everything to do with having character and the ability to lead, and there is only one person in this race, and it just happens to be a woman who has the character that we need to lead us on day one.
And I'm about to get one of these shirts to rock on the show.
That's right. We're gonna get you one before you leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to do this here.
I ain't even realized he rolled up, y'all. My petty pastor here, y'all.
You said your petty pastor?
My petty pastor.
Hold on, this is Bishop Roland Martin. Bishop Roland Martin preached at your church yesterday. He preached at your church yesterday. Acted like
still in North Carolina.
Like he need another job. You doing good with this
I'm good. I'm good.
This is the only job.
I told you I'm bootleg.
But Doc, I thank God for the courage of this sister right here, because in too many instances, our Democrats have not had a spine to talk back and clap back. This is Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett don't mind telling it like it is. She knows the rules, because the metaphor of that infamous and famous clapback to old girl in Georgia was the fact that she was basically saying, okay, so you're gonna talk bad about me. Let me survey the rules, because I do my homework, which is what black women do. I do my homework, and then in a real slick Delta diva fashion, clap back on her, and you ain't heard a word from that woman since. Why? Because that's really what it means. For me, Jasmine Crockett showed us that if we have the spine to clap back at injustice, clap back at racism, white supremacy, toxic masculinity, I'm clapping back at a clown who got hit too many times in the head, and so he wears a shirt that disparages a black woman. His mama's a black woman, and had the nerve to wear a shirt like that in support of someone who does not mind bragging about grabbing women by their private parts. And you got the nerve to wear a shirt like that? I'm clapping back at you because you've had too many hits to the head playing football, and maybe you need to go ahead and get yourself some real therapy and get yourself for some help to talk about a black woman like that. And so my thing is, this election is our time, Roland, to clap back against injustice and clap back against the last 10 years of political violence and lying from a pathological liar. And we clapping back not only at Agent Orange, but up and down the ballot, because Agent Orange is trying to infect people up and down the ballot. And I don't want Kamala Harris to, on January 20th, when she holds up her hand and Ketanji Jackson administers the oath of office on the King holiday. Listen, that's Ketanji, that's Kamala, and that's King, a new KKK, because we clapping back against injustice.
Oh, come on now, Pastor Haynes. Okay, I'm sorry. Who are we waiting for? I'll be waiting for him. Oh my goodness.
Wrongfully convicted.
5 teenagers were arrested, tried, convicted, and sent to prison.
No men were exonerated.
What he did to us, he tried to end us.
Of course I hate these people.
So-called the Central Park 5.
Calling for execution.
And let's all hate these people.
You cannot have this man go into office again.
And I want society to hate him.
We were innocent kids.
The confessions were coerced.
Today, we are exonerated. That guy says he still stands by the original guilty verdict.
This is about democracy being on the ballot.
I have absolutely no compassion.
Look at Kamala. She represents the kaleidoscope of the human family. There's something different happening in America. We will get the opportunity to build a future where we will be able to thrive and not just survive.